Alright guys, you're going to have to excuse some of the noise. I'm shooting this on my back deck because I don't have anything else set up yet. So we're going to get some traffic, we're going to get some crickets in the background, all that good stuff, maybe some apples falling off the tree or some golfers in the background, but I didn't want to wait too long for ideal conditions to record this particular brand. I've had these now for a couple of days. The guys over at Nodus sent these to me. And this is a brand I've been watching. Some of the other YouTube watch review channels have been checking them out and reviewing them. Patrick over at Take Time, I'll put a link to his video in the description, actually did an interview with the creators of this brand, and that is an excellent video. You definitely want to go check that out because these guys are very cool, and you can tell they're enthusiasts. They're on the same wavelength as like a lot of the other enthusiasts out there that are constantly buying and selling. And even in that interview, they kind of mentioned that's a natural part of the watch obsession or journey, is to buy and sell and flip and everything like that. So it's okay to buy a watch and be like, you know what, that one's not for me, I'm going to sell it, or take a chance and just because the specs aren't just right or something's just not 100% perfect that you think that you may not like it. You may want to take an opportunity once in a while to snag something up and see. It might be different once you have it on wrist. And I gotta say, I'm glad that I was able to make the connection with these guys and check these out, because these are 100% home run. I don't have anything to nitpick. And you guys know I'm typically mostly positive on watch reviews anyway, or not watch reviews, but my opinion of most watches, we'll say. But I straight up gotta say, you can tell an enthusiast built these. And these are all sourced parts from, outside the country, I'm sure. But they do assemble them in Los Angeles. The best way I understand is they are actually assembled by one of the guys, or he oversees the assembly of it in the United States. So that's really cool. I don't have any reason to doubt that. At least they talked about that in the interview and everything. So this particular model, let me zoom in. I want to show you. This is called the Retrospect. This is the industrial brown version. They have a few different colorations. I have this one, and I have the frost white with me. But you can see it has a beautiful shimmer to the dial, like a sunburst effect. Has a black date wheel. Has a nice seconds track around the outside there with a minute track. You can see it has a double domed sapphire crystal, because when you hit the angles, the dial and everything does not get distorted. It's like perfectly envisioned still. So it has, as far as I know, I'm looking at the specs, it has Super Luminova C3 green lume, and if you look, I don't know if I can get close enough. If you look close enough, that's a sandwich dial. So that lume is, applied on a base layer or something, or another disc underneath that dial. And I think that is a really nice depth effect. I'm going to show you on the frost white one here, which is my personal favorite, but I know this industrial brown will be a lot of other people's favorites. Has a nice signed crown. It is a screw down crown. You have a nice screw down case back. Fairly sterile, which wears really nice. It's very comfortable. This leather strap that this one is on, again, you can tell that it is a enthusiast that came up with it, because it's stiff enough and padded that it's going to last a while, but it's soft enough that it feels like a semi-broken in strap already right out of the box. So it's going to wear really comfortable. You can see the dome on that crystal there. Sits a little proud of the bezel, and you can tell that bezel is a concave action going inside, angled towards the crystal. And that was something they specifically wanted to perfect in this watch, and I think they nailed it. So you have the drilled lugs on this guy. You have a 22 millimeter, real quick, we'll go over the measurements since I have it up on the screen over here, plus I can measure them to verify with my mic, but 22 millimeter lug width. They claim a 49 millimeter lug to lug. Let's just check it. Let's check it. Zero that out. So we are looking at, yeah, we're 49 lug to lug. Okay, so now they're only 40 and a half, they say, for the case. Yeah, so we're 40 and a half for the case width. And for the thickness, this gets a little tricky because you have that double dome crystal on there. But they say the thickness of the watch is like 12 and a half. And I would tend to agree with them once you exclude that crystal. 12 and a half, 13, somewhere in there. But with the crystal, center to center, you're looking at about 14 and a half, and that's what they call for on their website there. So, and let's see, there is no bracelet, so you can get them on the really nice leather. It comes in this really cool like canvas watch roll, very nice. Has a couple spots in it, but I want to show you on my wrist this white. Now normally, I'm not I don't want to say I'm not a fan of white dial. I like looking at white dial watches, but I don't really care to wear them all the time. I have a couple, or I've had more in the past. But this thing I've fallen in love with. Also, you guys all know I'm not typically a fan of NATO straps. But this one is like that seatbelt style, and it is super thin. I'm not sure who makes it for them or where they sourced it from, and I know there's probably other manufacturers out there that have it. But I've been wearing this on the NATO the last couple of days, and honestly, I've gotten a couple of compliments on it. And you guys know, getting compliments on your watch is not as common as you would think. So it's pretty wild that you never know which ones are gonna fetch those appreciation from onlookers. So this guy, I'm gonna pop it off real quick. Maybe try to wipe it off. I'm sure there's some fingerprints on. You guys will just have to bear with it. So this guy on this white dial, I gotta show you. This white dial, if I can get the light right, there you go. You can see, I almost see a little bit of reflection off there. The white dial on this thing is beautiful. Even the way the cutout is for the date window, you can see that, you can definitely see the sandwich dial is present there, inside there, because you can see the layers there. Has a nice, I think this white dial is the one I would pick hands down. This thing is perfect. And I like when you get a little bit of, and you're seeing it right now, so a nice bright light, that lume is not really going to show the green effect, but when you get a little bit of darkness going on, that green of that C3 Luminova pops through, and I think it looks great against that white. I would almost have liked to have seen the green more present, even in natural daylight, where it pops through, so it's not as white. So, and then of course, hopefully you guys notice the seconds hand goes all the way to the edge of the watch, which I love, and you can see the pointer lines up perfectly with that outside track, and that blue coloring on that tip is just perfect. It just sets it off. You could have even got creative with this white one. I think there's always opportunity to play around with some different options, but I know they're probably limited because they are a newer brand and they're still developing and stuff, and they're going to do some great things. I'm 100% positive of that. But if you would have done like BGW 9 in this, where you had that blue shine through on the hands and on that sandwich dial, and then had that blue tip on there, that would be a really cool effect too, I think. But I really do like it the way it is. Of course, you got the same stuff as the other watch there. This is just a different colorway. And then you have a signed buckle on that seatbelt. But you can see that thing is crazy thin. You see how thin that is? That's got to be like a millimeter maybe. So it wears really good. The bezel action on this, again, is a home run. And I thought about it. Hopefully you can hear that. The action on this one and the feel of it and the clicky and the sound and everything. The best way I could probably describe it to you, if you guys are used to the Seiko divers, here it is next to an SKX, by the way, just for size comparison. I kind of feel like it's familiar, the bezel action on it. It almost feels like what you would want your Seiko to feel like. You know how the Seiko, like this one is a tighter bezel, so it feels really similar, but it's not as positive. So like this one has a more positive effect to it. So it almost feels like what you would... Oh, I hear a jet in the background. I never hear jets over here. That's strange. That's got to be like a fighter jet. Hold on a second. pretty cool. That's got to be like a, I don't see it. That's got to be like a military aircraft, though. That's too loud and low sounding. But anyway, enough of the distraction there. I'm easily distracted if you can't tell. But the bezel action feels like what I would hope a higher end Seiko would feel like. Maybe even like what a Grand Seiko bezel action would feel like, if I dare say. That's what I feel like I would want from that caliber of watch. And that's this bezel action. I would play with this all day. This thing is awesome. I really like this guy here. You could probably put it on a mesh or something like that, but really it wears nice on the NATO. I think you could do some rubber straps or some leather, options or something like that. I think there would be some definitely some killer combinations you could come up with this guy. So real quick, now that I've carried on way too long, but the price on this, before I get to that, because you're going to be shocked at the price. This houses the Seiko NH35A movement, but not stock right out of the box. This one's regulated in 4 positions. So, and I haven't officially timed it, but I set it and I wore it for a couple of days, and it's pretty much like at 0. I haven't thrown it on the time grapher to verify it or anything like that, but it's got to be plus or minus 2 seconds. It's right in there, so the thing is running perfect. So the price on this is only $399. I would love to see a bracelet option, especially something with a fitted end link. And I'm definitely interested in seeing some of their other watches. They have a really cool new one coming out, so definitely watch this, guys, because they are making, in my opinion, at the price levels that we are now paying for Seiko, but they are making a higher caliber, better quality watch, because they are on top of the quality control. They're watching it personally. They are on, you know what I mean? It's the quality control is regulated by them too. Those guys are making sure that their product is good. So that's satisfying. So as they progress through this, and it takes a while to develop a watch, but as they come out with these new models and everything, I think you definitely have a brand that you guys need to really watch and be focused on, because at these price levels, I think it's a really good value. And I did check with Wes. He's going to check with his partner to see if we can maybe get a discount. Maybe. I've been fortunate enough to offer discounts on some of my other videos with some of the other manufacturers that we've talked to, or even people helping out with the channel. So maybe we can get a discount with Nodus. But even without the discount, $399 is a really good deal, guys. I think this is a killer option, a killer watch. You can see we're getting a little bit of low light now, so you're getting some of that glow. Yeah, it's definitely a killer watch. I know I rambled on, but I'm super excited about this one. Hopefully it comes through in the video, you guys. So stay tuned. I got a ton of more videos coming out. Thanks for watching. Thanks, the guys over at Nodus for hooking me up with these to show you guys, and hopefully they'll send me some more to review. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to send these back because I'm not buying watches right now, and but this one's definitely on my radar, and so is their new one coming out. Like, it's going to be really hard not to check that one out, definitely. So see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.